Hello, Meoni here, and welcome back to another episode of Heaven on High and Chill. This is where basically I go through Heaven on High solo with my trusty red mage, and we try and do some floors. I'm a complete amateur when it comes to this, so a lot of people who are in the comment section have already done this, then I do appreciate all of the help I can get. Some of the advice I got last time was that I was doing the boss incorrectly from starting on floor 21 and getting to floor 30. Basically, I was supposed to stand in the clouds when I was knocked up. Basically, the boss didn't do enough damage for me to have to worry about that. I vaguely remembered the mechanic, but it wasn't necessary, as you saw in the video. However, one of the points that did really hit home is the idea that if I did manage to get to the top floors, then I would get none of the achievement rewards, which would suck really badly, and that's mostly because I started on floor 21. To actually do this properly, you need to start at the beginning, so that's exactly what we're going to do. I have reset our progress. So we have to start in a fixed party on floor 1, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So you get one extra episode of this if we do manage to get this even remotely successful, which I don't know at this point. Anything could happen. We could wipe on the next floor, literally the first floor. It's completely possible. You can get some pretty bad RNG, but if we get a good group going, a good run going rather, then obviously we'll try and continue it. So here we are on floor 1. Some of the things that we have to be looking out for are chests. We need to empower ourselves as much as possible early on because we are a little bit underpowered in terms of the monsters. Some of the patrolling monsters do a lot of damage, and when I say a lot of damage, I really mean it. The sharks, the Hybodus, which you can get the mount off from ocean fishing, those things have an ability called Jaws. Those jaw abilities hits absolutely insane. It's like half of your health nearly, if it crits. Which you probably will do, if you think about it. My luck's never great. Pulling 2 at a time like that is a terrible idea. That could cost us dearly if we're not careful. We're going to have to actually heal a bit. And the reason you don't want to do that, and the reason you're pulling into corridors actually, is to avoid landmines and stuff like that. But the reason you don't want to pull 2, if possible, is because people like this, you see that shark? That could easily spawn right here, well, in the other room or here, and accidentally aggro him. We'd have absolutely no idea about it. So we'd have 3 mobs attacking us. So what we want to do with a shark, really, is bring him closer, and we have to burst him as fast as possible. We do have our... See, look, there's the landmine. That could have been a really terrible thing. If we had basically like core a cord straight in there, we would have died. Especially if he had Jaws, which would be one of his first attacks. So we're going to hit him as hard as we can. And a lunge in, do as much damage as possible. He's going to do Jaws, but he's not going to get it off because we have a buff. That's why we use the buff early. And it might seem as a bit of a waste, but we'll get plenty of those commanders going forward. Here we go, another shark. See what I mean? Like, you can just get basically these sharks to spawn back to back on you, and it could be the end of a run before you've even begun. See, look, there's the Jaws again. You really want to kill it before the Jaws goes off. Now, the teleporter is lit up, but of course we haven't leveled to 62. We'd like to be 62 before we get to the next floor. That would be highly recommended. So let's make the use of these added damage increase, basically, for 5 minutes. Let's get as much XP as we possibly can. We have to watch our health. He didn't get the Jaws off again. We're lucky there. But let's farm as much experiences as possible here. Also, we need the chests for more empowerments and things like that. Early on, you are very weak. And then as you get towards floor 20, you become stronger. Look, here's another shark. That's like, what, 4 sharks on the first floor? That's kind of ridiculous, dude. He's actually casting Jaws, and we have very little health. Look at that. It absolutely obliterates, doesn't it? We're going to actually swift cast one of those as well. This guy needs to get done with. There we go. We need to heal up as soon as possible because there could be one that spawns and literally... I'm not even kidding. You couldn't make this up, could you? You really couldn't make this up. We're going to die if that Jaws goes off. I need to heal as much as possible here and hope to God that we can hit him with something. Maybe in 6 seconds we can hit him with a spike attack. But you see what I mean? These things can spawn everywhere. I'm pretty much done with sharks. But we did get to our goal of 62, but that's not where we should stop. If it's a nice big open floor like this, I believe... Ooh, I pulled away too soon. Let's do a stone since that's up. There we go. Let's get rid of him. And the Heavenly Mutsu... Yeah, let's just lost pull him. But yeah, you can see how easily a run can be destroyed just by a patrol that spawns. We're not going to take too long on floor 1, obviously, because the experience isn't going to be that useful. In fact, we'll probably just get that one. What did we get? Fortune. Okay, it's not the best, but it'll do. Let's get this one as well. And there's a Commander of Steel. So that's useful, especially if we come across more of our shark dudes. We have 3 minutes on that buff, so we're going to start the next floor. That was an excruciatingly painful beginning. The game likes to do this to me, though. It gives me the worst RNG at the best of times. I rolled a 1 the other day on Hades mount. Sorry, it was a 3 on Hades mount, and I rolled a 1 on Innocence's mount, and then I rolled I think I rolled a 3 or a 4 on the second time it dropped. So my mount farming is going terrible. If you wonder why I don't collect mounts, that's one of the reasons. So we've got another shark straight away. Brilliant. Why not, right? There we go. Let's just completely nuke him. So last episode, like I say, did we already talk about this? I'm not sure. So with the the new trial series, there won't be a trial for the weapon series this time around, which is a big deal for a lot of people. Me personally, I'm looking forward to just seeing what they do in terms of the storyline for that weapon. I still think it's going to be Sapphire weapon based on the fact that it's blue and white. From the images that we've seen, it probably isn't going to be Diamond, but we're not going to have a fight for that in this patch, which means that we might see a trial fight for that in 5.4. So that's to be looking forward to. Other things I'm excited from 5.3 though, mostly the little ones, such as the quality of life stuff. We have the confirmation that if you're in a cross-world party, so say for instance you do stuff with your static and one of them happens to be on Moogle server or something, and you're not on Moogle server, then essentially they will still be allowed to use the cross-world teleportation whilst in that cross-world party, which is a big deal, right? It means they're no longer locked in place whilst they're in a party with you. They don't have to leave to teleport over and then join again, which is a big deal. Other things I would like to see in patches like 5.3, even though in 5.3 isn't confirmed, we have to say, sort of stuff I'd like to see is the opportunity to create a dynamic party finder group, but not through party finder. So what you would essentially do is you would create a party. It would filter 4 players like usual, so it would create a light party. And once the light party has been established, so you have 4 people, if you were to invite a 5th person, instead of it giving you an error message, I would like it so that it actually just changed to an 8 party dynamically, like to basically give 8 slots. So it would turn to a full party setup, and you'd have 5 people in there, obviously. And also, what I would like to see is that extended further, so that if you wanted to do your own alliance series, if you invited past 8 people, so the 9th person you invite, instead of getting an error message, it just automatically put them in a new group of 4. A new group of 8, basically, and gave them leadership of Alliance B. That would be really cool. That would make it so that we could do viewer runs a lot easier. And also it would mean that you could do stuff with your FC without having to use the party finder. I've got no problem with the party finder. It's pretty useful. But at the same time, it would be nice to have just that dynamic grouping system. It's little things like that that shouldn't be too difficult to do and pull off. There's another shark, in fact. Take care of him as fast as possible, I think. There we go. Don't like sharks. But yeah, stuff like that gets me excited. Little quality of life changes. Things that could really change the game that you think have always been there, that turns out were added in a patch. There's so many situations where that applies as well. Where they've added something, there's a shark there, and it becomes second nature after a while because you're just used to it being there. Let's get rid of this guy. Okay, what have we got for Sharky? We got Embolden. Alright. Let's do this thing. Get shocked to death, shark boy. Just before you use jaws, thank goodness. There's probably going to be another one patrolling, but let's take care of some of this stuff. Get some XP. I see the accursed horde, actually. Might as well pick that up since we have it. No, he didn't drop a chest, did he? No, okay. This is quite a big floor 3. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's pull this guy back a little bit. Just check there's nothing behind me. So stuff can spawn literally anywhere, ultimately. The sharks are the biggest danger, though, at this point. Definitely. Let's jump in here. Get rid of you. There we go. Let's get the accursed horde. This is just a massive trap at the end of the day, isn't it? Okay. Lovely, lovely. I don't see a shark. Oh, God. See a lot of garbage in there, though. But garbage means experience, so let's do it sensibly, one at a time. Keep our eyes in the back of our head so that we can see if anything decides to spawn. Man, it's quite fun to do stuff like this. I've always liked solo-based gameplay. I've always liked 4-player gameplay, though. When they did the Rathless Extreme stuff, it was like my favorite trial in the entire game. To this day, actually. I absolutely adore high difficulty, low people things, you know, like light party stuff. Hopefully they do more stuff like the Rathless Extreme trial in the future. That would be a lot of fun. So it might seem like we're taking a long time on these floors, but that's mostly so we have lots of levels going forward. We're using Pommanders. Yeah, I'm not really that bothered. I don't want to preserve too much. I don't think there's really much point. Just going to play it nice and safe, get stuff done, you know. You didn't drop a chest? No. Okay, good. Right. There's the teleporter. We're not going to bother with the other room we haven't visited yet. Mostly because I don't think we need to. We got our level from this floor. Ooh, let's get out of those spines. There we go. Then we got this fella. Let's stab you in the face. Have you meet my friend Stabbin? Yes. Oh, there was a treasure chest. Nice. There's a Pomander of Safety. Lovely. And then we've got a Pomander of Steel. See, look, we're getting all the steals, all the defensives. We don't have to hold back too much. In fact, we can just go balls to the wall and, you know, pop as many as possible. Within reason, obviously. We want to save any magicite we get, obviously, for oh crap situations and, you know, later floors. But getting a magicite early would be pretty damn good. So on this floor we have... Ooh, HP regeneration has stopped. So this is exactly why you have to be as careful as you possibly can and pull into corridors, because if something spawns here, I'm done for, aren't I, really? We do have defense and attack up, though, so that's not a bad thing. Let's do some damage like that. Lovely. Contra 60 did its work. I was not sure if it would. Kill the coral shell dude. Bubble bath. I don't really want to get hit by a bubble bath, whatever that does. Treasure coffer. Okie dokie. Alright, we got an orange key, so nearly filled. Ooh, hello. You're sneaky. You're a sneaky boy. Come over here. Come and fight me. But yeah, I'm looking forward to 5.3. It's been a while since we had a good storyline patch. Obviously, we've had the patch delayed a month, so it's now mid to late July. I'm really looking forward to just more stuff to do, really. And the MSQ is, you know, it was getting really good, as we all know. So to see the final sort of chapter of that, it's going to be fun. And it's also going to be nice to see how they plan to sort of extend the storyline to the point where we're opening up to the next saga, right? Because it's not over by a long shot. There's a few chests in here. I'll grab these. There we go. Pomander of Sight, always useful. Definitely worth it. I probably should have pulled them anyway, because we're close to 65. We might as well get 65 here with all of our buffs. Need to actually put a couple of heals on my character. That concussion really does quite a number, doesn't it? Jeez. Okay. Get rid of these crabs. All the crabs must die unless they are going into my sandwich. So we got 65. That's good. That's what we wanted from this floor. Ooh, I don't remember you being here, buddy. Would you like to die? If you're going to spawn, I might as well get rid of you. And boom. Okay, let's get this treasure chest and then we'll port back to floor 5. Ooh, Commander of Steel. We can't loot it. That sounds like an excuse to use one. So yeah, what have I been doing lately? Mostly just waiting for 5.3 and making videos like this. I know that these could be quite annoying to some people because they're not my usual sort of content, but I enjoy doing them, so that's why they're going out. That's as simple as it is. And hopefully you're enjoying listening to me warble about things and... well, yeah, that's all there really is in these videos, isn't it? Terrible gameplay and half-decent commentary that's completely sidetracked by things that are happening on screen. Looking for sharks as well now. Other things in 5.3 we're excited for? Oof. Honestly, I'm not sure at this point. Mostly the entry to... I mean, it's 5.35, isn't it? But like the Bosnian Southern Front, so basically Eureka. I am actually really looking forward to that. A lot of people do not like the idea of Eureka again. Personally, it fills me with joy because I like grinding towards a goal and having that goal attainable. I don't like grinds where you have so much RNG it doesn't happen. That's the sort of grind I don't like. But a grind where you know that you can attain something if you just work hard towards it. Such as grinding crystals for a certain amount that you need, or grinding light and things like that. I'm the sort of person who really gets a kick out of that sort of stuff. It might be really boring in some cases, but it is incredibly rewarding when you do it, and that's the addiction that I have for that. And Eureka has always been that sort of content for me. It's been that addictive natured, you know, you can achieve this if you do it sort of thing. There's never a moment where you do Eureka and go, oh yeah, this is impossible, I will never do it. You know, or at least back when there were people doing it. It's a lot different now. We're actually making a group in our FC and on our link shell actually. And Discord, speaking of which is publicly accessible. We're trying to get as many people as possible together so that we can do a full-on Eureka run. So right from the start, all the way through, and do Baldessian Arsenal at the end. So all of the Eureka instances starting in Animos, or Animos, however you want to pronounce it, all the way through to Hydatos. And then once we've got maximum level, which a lot of us have, but some of us don't, that's why we're doing it from the start, we will do Baldessian Arsenal for the first time, and hopefully get people the Osma mount. That's the big goal out of this. If we could pull that off, that would be really nice. Mostly due to the fact I never got to do that content because they had their own little private discords where they weren't inviting people, and it was kind of impossible to actually get in a group for myself. I found it very difficult. So ultimately, I thought, well, if I can't get into a group with other people, I might as well make my own. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go with as many people who want to do it as possible. We're going to start at the beginning, help people get their weapons, and at the very least, I want to complete everybody a weapon once. That would be nice. And obviously get the nice glowy stage of that in Hydatos. And then if we have enough people interested, which hopefully we will, we'll do Baldessian Arsenal and get the Osma mount. There's plenty of resources available to us, so we know what we're doing in there. There's plenty of people that I know of who have already done lots of Baldessian Arsenal runs that could help us out. So I'm looking forward to that. But if you're interested, obviously, for the most part, it's people in the FC first. But we're going to need, like, a lot of people. So if you are interested, then it might be a good opportunity for you. What was that spawned? Is that another? Oh, it's a jellyfish. Get rid of you whilst we're here. Might as well. Free experience. We're 66. Might as well get a little bit closer to 67. And the closer we can get to 70, the better on these floors, I think. get this out of the way as fast as possible so that the scaling isn't quite as bad. And we can start going through the easier floors, in my opinion. Oh, stone gaze. Yes, you have to walk away from that, don't you? Or look away from it. Alright, the stone. Get rid of you. Kill the person who can stone you with stones. That's what I always say. Another treasure chest. We didn't pick up some of the other treasure chests. But I'm not that bothered. And I'm also too lazy to go back now. I'm sure you probably do the same. Alright. Come on in. Give me floor 7. Oh, there's one over there. That is laziness personified, isn't it? Doing it wrong. The video game. With me, Meoni. But yeah, 5.3. It couldn't come sooner, could it really? So there's been a lot of talk recently about the idea of Naoki Yoshida essentially being behind Final Fantasy 16 as a project. And he's denied that, as we said in a video. But it's quite interesting to me that he would make that effort and he to like go out and say, yes, I have nothing to do with that project at all. Please stop talking about it. Which alludes to the fact that the likelihood is that he has something to do with it. We've heard this before from Yoshi P, where he, flat out denies something and it turns out that they do have something to do with it. So maybe he's not the producer and director on this new project, which would be kind of, oh my god, that's a lot of, I didn't expect there to be 2 of those. Let's grab one of these, Ymir, actually, and take care of it. Okay. Same with this fella. That's scary. Ooh, opened my waymarks accidentally there. My bad. My fat-fingered buttons. Oh yeah, we can't use that. I keep clicking on the same thing and forgetting we can't use commanders on this floor. There we go. Phoenix down. And use that on ourselves. But there's a good chance that he is. Who else would you choose to work on a single-player Final Fantasy game other than Yoshi P? Especially when he expressed interest in doing so. But you never know, right? He could be just a writer on it or something, or I don't know, what else could you be? He doesn't want to be a project lead, maybe? I don't know. He did say in his statement that he wanted to be responsible for Final Fantasy XIV for many years to come, which is completely admirable, but in some of the interviews in the past, he has expressed his interest in being able to do his own thing, his own game, basically, and lead a team on it, so maybe he's just not ready for that, or maybe he just doesn't want to talk about it, and maybe the CEO has, or the, people behind it have said you really have to start denying things so that people get the message that this is, not something to be hyped over, maybe? I don't know. Corporate always works in mysterious ways. He's probably under very strict obligations to not reveal anything, and probably been told to actually say that he's nothing to do with it. Or, obviously, we could take him for his word and, believe him, which is the most normal thing to do. You always have to look through the lines, don't you? Otherwise you can't get to the truth. Oh god, why did I open that as a mimic? These things hit like a truck, don't they? But it's the way that, like, basically he said it's becoming annoying and, like, certain certain outlets are becoming annoying. Well, that's normal journalism, isn't it? Like, if there are rumors, then obviously people are going to write an article based on that. So, I don't know. It is what it is. Some people can get really annoying, I would imagine, if they keep going on about it. But, we'll have to wait for official news, like he said. But I have a strong sort of suspicion that he has something to do with it. It would be really nice as well. It would be nice to see him get rewarded after his wonderful work with 14, with his own project. And I don't think really we can be greedy enough to say, yeah, I don't want Yoshi P to ever work on anything else. He has to be tied to 14 forever. I don't think that's a very fair thing to do, especially if you have aspirations like that and you're so highly viewed by your company that you're allowed a seat on the board like Yoshi P was. It's, yeah, it makes sense that he would be given this opportunity. I think he's probably already been offered the opportunity and probably had to turn it down a few times. Mostly because he cares so deeply about the fan base and indeed this game. It's no lie that he is very, very into supporting the projects that he's worked so hard on. So I don't think he's going to bail anytime soon. But it would be nice to see him as like a guest writer, or like maybe even one of the main writers, or you know, somebody who works on some of the code or something. I don't know. I'm not sure what perspective he wants to approach it, because he has actually been heavily involved in coding and creating games himself from a development standpoint. So it's not like it's his first rodeo, so to speak. This looks like a trap to me. But we're going to open it anyway. There we go. Pomander of Alteration. Let's get some more treasure chests on the next floors. Actually, let's not teleport, because this fella is encroaching in my territory. Hello there. Yeah, annihilated. There we go. Okay. Not quite 68. That's unfortunate. I wanted at least a level per floor, but we're not going to get that. So we're on floor 9 now. So we're just before the boss. So it would be a good idea for us to get to as high level as possible. At least 69, maybe? Nice. That would put us in a good place. I'm not sure why I keep opening the silvers, but there we go. We didn't switch them for mandragoras, but we did increase the amount of chests. There's a patrolling Ymir over there. Interesting. Okay, let's pull this guy over here. I don't want to get landmined in the face. Right, so we've got this fella. We've got a couple of those, actually. They're both patrolling. So what we need to do is yank him and pull him back. Oh, there's one there as well. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. We're going to play this a little bit ginger, I'm afraid. Use the last room to our advantage. This rear room. Now, if I pull one of these, in theory, it should be fine. Just pull one and then leg it. Okay, and then we have to nail this guy. There we go. That's that one. Next one. Just going around the sides of the room as well. Let's slash him in half before he gets static charge off. Lovely. I think that was the best solution to that. No treasure chests were dropped, however. But EXP is always welcome. The other guy, I think he went this way. Yes, he did. Okay. Let's pop a strength, since we have 3 of them. And we should be able to blow this guy in half. Yeah. Okay, what have we got in here? We've got more sea creatures. Let's get rid of this Ango. There's a treasure chest over there. Need to make the most of those as much as possible. Alright. And let's just walk up to this guy so we can get the 3rd melee attack. And the 4th one. Does a lot of damage, that does. There we go. Lovely jubbly. Might as well kill this fella as well, since he's here. Lovely. A chest. Did you drop one? No? Okay. Lots of chests. That's what we want to see. Fill our pomanders up as much as possible. It already worked in terms of our damage and our defense stats. That's good. We're going to clear the other room as well, since we have way more time than is necessary. We're just trying to milk this as much as possible, get as many bits and pieces, play it safe, you know. It's the best possible solution. Wow, that is a lot of rooms, isn't it? Jeez. A lot of treasure chests. Could be really, really useful. Right, I killed him. I wasn't sure if it was going to, but we have the strength pomander, so of course it will. That's you done with. Open that. And then open this one over here. Okay, let's pull you back, friend. There we we go. Don't want any landmine surprises this time. Open the waymarks again. That must be shift 1. No, it's shift something. Oh well. I'll find out what button that is one day. Alright, so we got a treasure coffer and 2 dudes in here. We're close to 69, so we might as well. Right, there's that one. Let's jolt pull this guy. And he's done. E for pull crap. More E for pull crap. Ooh, Heavenly Kraken. Hello there, you'll get us to 69, won't you, friend? Gonna take care of you. No problem. Yeah, 69. Nice. Yes, so let's walk around the sides of the room. There's less likelihood of there being a landmine or a trap on the outsides of a room than there is in the middle of those, what's it, squares, those, what's it, mats? What are they called, tatama mats or something? I don't know. My Japanese knowledge is minimal. So here we go for the first boss then. So this should be Mojabune, I think it is, which is similar to the first boss of Siren Song C, if I remember correctly. So yeah, he is. So Mojabune has Overtow, which knocks all players to the edge of the arena and immediately uses Hydra Ball, which is a massive AoE that hits one half of the arena. So you just move from that half of the arena to the safe zone, and it might be an idea to be knocked back sort of in a relatively good place. Apart from that, seems pretty weak to me, dude. I'm not even going to use a defense commander on this. I think it's much point. So let's take care of you as fast as we possibly can. Just do all the burst. Let's not stand in stuff like concussive oscillation. There we go. Brain, come on, work. You can work out words. Those things that you talk every day. There's Overtow, so this will be the knockback. There's the knockback. And we just basically sprint behind him. Get a couple of heals off, I think, would be a good idea. And that's pretty much his mechanics, apart from him hitting like an absolute truck. Surprise, surprise. We should be fine now. We have amazing things called heals. We have quite a lot of damage output as a red mage, so there's the knockback again. And then we just immediately press W and get behind him. Do some melee stuff. Get a jolt off. There we go. Should be doing his oscillation. There we go. Alright. Not the problem. We good. We Gucci. No problems. There's another knockback. Yeah, this is kind of boring, isn't it? But if we were under-leveled, it wouldn't be quite as easy as this, I can assure you. There's a lot of little things that really get in your way. Like those sharks on the first floors are absolute murderers. They really are. Horrible things. Of course, we don't have the pleasure of a limit break either when we're doing it on our own, so it's a lot slower. Let's get one of those off. There we go. Oh, I love the flare. It tastes so good. The flare tastes like victory, doesn't it? It really does. Let's get a stone off. It should be about totaled. And just going to cure. Just for insult. And then stab you in the face. And that's what you get. You get a /slap as well. Yes. Alright, there we go. There's floors 1 to 10. Done. Easy peasy mode. It took us longer than it probably should have, but we're trying to prepare our character going forward. We're 69 and, well, 1/4. That should put us in a good position, and the following floors should be a lot quicker. So anyway, thank you kindly for watching this video. Hopefully it was interesting in some way, shape or form to see me just do something random on the side. Not very informative like my usual stuff, but at the same time, not everything can be like that. I'll make sure I do plenty of other videos on glamour and minions and mounts and things that we're working towards. The other thing I've been working on lately is Lord of the Minion. Yes, I know it is so annoying to do. I will actually have a guide for that. It's quite fun, and we'll have a nice little minion acquired from that as well. But anyway, thank you kindly for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you all next time.